I don't know, I tend to think that, or I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that for myself, I've probably gotten more out of doing service learning projects than I've been giving to doing service learning projects.
You may have heard about service learning here at FSCJ, but what exactly is it? And how is service learning different from regular community service? By definition, service learning is a teaching method that combines community service with academic instruction as it focuses on critical and reflective thinking and civic responsibility. What that actually means, though, is a chance to get involved with an organized community group and help the people or animals that need help. Along the way, you will brush up on your academic skills, gain a sense of pride for being part of your community, and feel like a part of those whom you're supporting.
Kind of makes you more appreciative of what you have. It kind of provides variety and culture to your life because you get to meet people and learn new stuff and just grow to appreciate the variety that life has and not get too obsessed with yourself.
Okay, so service learning is a great idea, but how do you tell the difference between service learning and just volunteer work? Volunteering can be anything you want to do and anywhere you want to do it. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Service learning, on the other hand, whether it is required for an extra credit, must relate to your class and meet your professor's requirements. For example, volunteering to help out in a friend's garden isn't service learning, but working in a community garden and doing soil experiments for your science class would be. So, what's in it for you, the student? A lot more than you might think. Service learning gives you the chance to get out there in the community and use what you're learning in class. It's a chance to explore different career paths and develop some of the skills you'll need in those careers. It might even be a foot in the door for a job.
Since I was going into nursing, I chose to go do my service learning at St. Catherine's Liberal Manor over in Riverside, and worked in the activities department. Got along really great with the people. Started going back a little bit more, and then whenever it came up for service learning again, I went back to the same place and developed even more relationships with the residents and people that were there, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, they asked me if I would come work for them.
But there's much more to this than just getting a job. It's about the people you can help and the person you can be.
My service learning did get me a job. It also, most importantly though, it showed me that I did choose the right career path.
It was life-changing for me because I have made a decision on a career now based on my experience with the SLS volunteering. I realized that I have a passion for babies and that it's something that I would love to do forever if I could.
Last year, more than 1,500 students took part in service learning. Think that's a big number? How about this one? Those 1,500 students contributed more than 17,000 hours to our community. It's not all just lending a helping hand though. This is classwork, and you guessed it, that means there's paperwork for you to fill out. The first thing you will need is this tracking form. Use it to keep track of your service hours. Make sure you fill in all the blanks and get the required signatures when you're out working. The next form is called the Ethics and Commitments form. This needs to be signed and turned in to your professor before you head out for service. The third piece of the puzzle is your reflection. Exactly how and in what format you do this will be up to your professor, but every reflection contains these 5 questions. Where did you complete your service and what did you contribute to the organization? What is the mission of the organization and who do they serve? How did the activity relate to something you learned in your academic course at FSCJ? How did the activity contribute to the local community of which FSCJ is a part of? And how did your service learning project contribute to your understanding and or success in the class? So now we hope you're excited about this opportunity to serve in our community. You know the who, how, and why of service learning. But how about the where? Where can you find a project? Where can you go to serve? For those answers, you will need to contact either the Student Learning Specialist or Student Engagement Coordinator on your campus. They'll have lists of organizations specifically chosen for each class. They're located in the Student Life and Leadership Development area of each campus, and they're looking forward to helping you.